not in a good way. Like they were like, oh, I'd rather not have a kid if I'm gonna treat my husband like that and all these other things. And that was the moment I was like, do I really want to continue to be transparent? Because I'm gonna continue to get ignorant comments like this. Because if you don't understand why I did that, why I posted that, so that you know, like the next wife knows not to do what I did, then I don't understand. And I was like, do I really, really want to do this? And I was like, no, do it, because YouTube is a bigger platform, and it needs to be said. Things that I have said tonight needs to be said on this scale, so that, because I only have a few hundred people on Instagram so far. That's not enough people for me. I want to reach millions of people.
This is why
millions of women of color and just women in general are struggling in their marriage, in their fertility, in their faith, and everything. So that's why my journey is strictly faith-based. I do everything through God.
Right.
So that's why I post scriptures. I'm gonna create a devotional. Like if all I have to rely on is this world, I would never make it.
Oh no.
I would never make it. I would never make it. And I know you wanted to wrap up, but I had two other things.
No, please go ahead. No, go ahead.
The reason why I say, without God, I wouldn't make it is because I know my promise is coming. Because I've had two prophetic dreams. They haven't come true, obviously, yet, but I've had two prophetic dreams. One dream I had, I was before God. Well, the Trinity, rather. And I knew it was them because I was kneeling. And I don't kneel to anybody. So I was kneeling. There was nothing around me. It was all white. I saw three figures, and Jesus, obviously, or God, was in the middle because the face was gold and I couldn't see it. Like how it's written in the Bible. And they formed. So if you look at what a 3-month gestation embryo looks like, that's what they were forming in front of me. And then when I woke up with him pushing it inside of my abdomen.
Wow.
Freaked me out. Don't know what that dream meant. Could have meant a lot of things. It obviously did pregnancy, but it meant a lot. I don't know what it meant, but just to have that dream.
Right.
And then the dream that I had last year, I went in for a sonogram for just like a routine monitoring. And I was like, oh, you're pregnant. And I was like, what? It was like, you're about 8 weeks pregnant. What? How is this possible? And it was like, do you want to see your baby's face? I was like, okay, what? You don't see the baby's face this early.
8 weeks,
right? Really have a face that early.
Right, yeah.
But when I tell you, I saw my daughter's face.
Oh,
and it was a girl. I saw her face, and she was. It was a 3D color sono. That's how crazy my dream was. That's how crazy it was. I saw her face, and she was perfect. She was nice and chocolatey, just the way I want her to be. I woke up crying. I wrote it down, but I woke up crying because the more that I talk about it, the more I realize I forget.
Right.
So I wrote it down, but she was gorgeous, and I woke up crying. And Adrian was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "I just had a dream about our daughter." And I told him the dream, and he's like, "Wow." I was like, now if that's not God, I don't know what is. That's not my mind playing tricks on me because I'm infertile. No way in any world would I have a dream about a 3D color sono. Like, that's just crazy. Where I could see her actual face.
He's coming to you in your dreams. Yeah.
He's and both times, might I add, both times I wanted to give up. Both times I was struggling. Like, God, why are you doing this? This is not for me. Just take it away. I don't want to be pregnant. I just, let Adrian divorce me. There are times I've told Adrian to divorce me because I can't give him a kid. Go be with someone who can, because I'm broken. Right? And that's just God's way of reminding me I'm still here.
That's right.
Got you. I'm still here.
Exactly.
So that's why when I blog or when I post, everything is Jesus, because I have to give him his credit.
That's
I would not be standing. On a little side note, who can take 15 painkillers and live to tell the story?
Girl.
I was done when I was 17. I was like, I can't. My mother is toxic. My dad is an asshole. I can't. I wants to go. And I just took them, and I was done. And I went to sleep that night. I wasn't expecting to wake up. I was not.
Wow.
And God is like, I'm not done with you.
I'm not done with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still reminding you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
He's still reminding you. And if you ever doubt why, that's why.
Exactly.
That's why. Go ahead.
The more I read the Bible and the more I watch church online, the more I'm falling in love with who Jesus is, because it's just like, he doesn't, I know it's cliche, like he doesn't give us more than we can bear, but it's like he gives us just enough where it's hurtful to us and we feel like we can't bear it, but he's just like, I'm here.
Right.
What you waiting on?
Exactly.
Give it to me. This is what I died for.
That's right. Girl.
Waiting on you to trust me.
That's right. Exactly.
Be like Peter. Step on out that boat and walk to me. Don't look down.
That's right.
True.
I'm trying to be like Peter.
We all
I got a fear of drowning, so I'm trying to be like Peter. I'm trying to walk on the water now.
That's right.
So I try to make it a point, like I do monthly goals, and every month I put read the Bible every day.
Right.
Try to fast this month. Like me and Adrian, we pray every night.
Yes.
Like before we wouldn't do that. I would just pray by myself, and I would fast by myself. Now we pray together. So I know it's coming. We just have to continue. Trust in you. Walk in my faith. And like the days that I struggle, Adrian be like, God got us, remember.
Right.
Bless us. And I'm just like, but when? I need to know now. Jesus, answer me now.
Yeah. Right. Yep. He'll come when he's ready to come. Not when we want him to come. He'll come at the right time.
Not on my time and on his
not
time.
on our time. It's only on his time. And his time is the right time. Exactly. His time is the right time.
Exactly.
And I realized, like, you know, he's probably protecting me from future miscarriages or ectopic pregnancies. He's sparing me of that pain.
Right.
You know? And so this is what I also want to talk about. Adoption being a substitute. People have this notion that adoption is a substitute.
I'm so happy you mentioned that, Anissa, because I saw your post about that. And how,
what? I can't. So I made a reel on Instagram with adoption is not infertility substitute.
Right.
And I had people comment, it was like, but it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. I can go and adopt a child, but my womb is still aching for my own child. And like I said in the video that I posted on my Instagram, adoption is phenomenal. Me and Adrian are going to adopt.
Right.
But me and Adrian also want somebody that look like me and Adrian. You know?
Right. Exactly.
And I want my genes and I want his genes. Like, I want my nice chocolate. Not that I can't go buy a chocolatey baby, but I want my chocolatey baby for my husband.
You want your mini U's.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not walking around messy, but right.
That's a great point. That's a really great point.
I wish people would stop saying that. Like, that's just like saying, just relax. Just adopt. No, I don't want to just adopt. I want to have a kid.
Right.
Exactly.
And I know people not going to get it, but unless you're infertile, you're not going to get it.
Exactly. Yep. And honestly, they don't have to get it. You don't have to. You don't owe anybody any explanation. You don't owe anybody any reason for you feeling that you want to have a child of your own. There's no explanation that you have to give anybody. They can get it or they cannot get it or they can get out.
This is exactly why we wanted to have this conversation. Exactly why.
And I know you guys wanted to know like how the holidays are for me. They suck. They absolutely suck. Yeah. This past Mother's Day, I took my mom and my sister out and I took them out Thursday, and I told them do not talk to me for the rest of the weekend because it's going to be hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is your Mother's Day gift. I bought them both flowers. I took them out to the Cheesecake Factory. Don't call my phone on Sunday at all. Please don't.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Christmas sucks. Christmas really sucks because when you picture yourself having kids, you picture your kids like first Christmas where they can remember and they opening up the gifts and you see the excitement on their face.
Right.
And sometimes I just feel like I'll never have that.
Mm-hmm.
So Mother's Day and Christmas suck really bad. And I try my best to not wallow in it. But sometimes it becomes overwhelming.
Right, because you're human.
Yeah, this whole process is overwhelming. It really is, like down to how I need to eat, down to the medications, down to how I need to keep my marriage afloat, a bunch of stuff. Right. Just like relaxing isn't getting me pregnant.
No.
Right.
It's
buying a baby is not getting me pregnant. And babies are expensive, let me tell you.
Of course.
We were looking into adoption. They cost as much as IVF costs.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get down to the lawyer's fees, the adoption fees, and the application, the home study, that stuff winds up being like $8,000 out of pocket. That's not a thing you can just like get a loan for or an insurance. No, that's out of pocket. But it's adoption is expensive. It's not a 1-2 process. Mm-hmm. And then fostering to adopt is no better.
Yes.
Fostering to adopt is no better because you get all kinds of kids that have been through all kinds of things.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yep.
All kinds of things. Oh my God.
And then not knowing if they can be taken from you after, falling in love with them, forming a relationship with them. That's another thing. There's a lot of levels to this.
And that's why everybody needs to just zip it because if adoption was a 1-2 process, I would have been done it.
Exactly.
Right. Pretty much.
Be an ally, be a supportive listening ear if you want to actually learn, but don't speak about things that you don't know to be true, and don't just cast your judgment on somebody else's journey just because that's what you think that they want or what you think is most appropriate, because it's not. It's inappropriate for you to do those things and to pretend to be supportive but still have that side eye, like, why she doing that? Like, no, you know what I mean? So
that also comes from Sistas, the PCOS people, because they all tend to think they have the cure and this works for me, and no, sis, that doesn't work for me.
Doesn't work for me.
PCOS, because not everybody has all types of PCOS.
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately have all 3 types. Some people only have 1 type. Some people have just symptoms and they don't really fit into the types.
Exactly.
And like, I remember when I got diagnosed, my GYN looked at my neck because apparently, like, if you could see it, like when you get PCOS, you get the blackness on your neck. Skinny women don't have that, but there are skinny women who have PCOS.
Yeah, exactly.
And then PCOS isn't always losing your menstruation. Sometimes you just bleed too much.
Let me tell you something. That's how I was diagnosed. Last year was the worst year for a lot of reasons, for a lot of people. But for me personally, I was diagnosed because I had a period for 2.5, almost 3 weeks. Nothing. It was horrible. And I'm like, something is wrong. And luckily I do still have a GYN who is very, results oriented. She's, she did all of her due diligence, did my blood work, and that's how I was diagnosed. But yeah, there were months where I have a combination situation where there's months where I could go. There's 1 month I could go without it for a whole month. Mm-hmm. Usually that's like in a February month, because the February month is weird. Then March, it'll come 2 weeks later than it should. It'll stay for 2 weeks. It's literally all over the place. So it affects different people different ways. And it's like it's not a
one fit all. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, when I get mine once a year, I only bleed for 3 days, and it's very light.
Yeah.
And I don't ovulate. Even when I get my period, I do not.
Me either. No.
Don't ovulate at all.
So it's like we said, it's different things affect different women. Of course, you should do your research. Everything, what affects you may not affect me the same way, may not affect Steph the same way, may not affect anybody the same way. But everybody has to do what's best for them in their situation. And, your knowledge changes as you get older, as you grow. And, you can, your perspective on certain situations change, and how you've been, doing your regimens and stuff like that. Like those things change over time. For right now, this is, what is for me. 5 years from now, that may not be the case, and that's okay. But that's how you learn and grow. So we remain supportive of you, Anissa, and we support you in terms of your decisions and how you move. And we just so proud of the fact that you're that you're going on this journey. And not giving up despite, the naysayers and the negativity that you receive, because it's easy to just say, I can't do this anymore. And of course we all have those days, but we respect it. We respect that.
This is why we have these conversations, because it sheds light on how, same diagnosis, different paths. You may know something, Ed doesn't know, Ed might know, like this is exactly why it's important to talk about these things,
right?
And then how then in turn, the circle turns around and it can help someone else, So
exactly.
Yeah, this was really like an amazing talk. Amazing talk. And like we said, we wouldn't have done this conversation justice, just talking about it. There's nothing like hearing when it's coming and you're experiencing this and you're living it every single day.
Right.
We thank you for being our second video, and this is the way we want to kick it off. This is exactly what I think.
The energy.
I have no doubt that whoever watched, like, this will resonate more than one thing, not even just about the infertility, but a lot of other
topics. So yeah,
it's gonna on a lot. Somebody. I know that for a fact, so
and it's all interrelated. So thank you for just being as as open and honest as you have been. This is great. We gotta have you back on, girl.
Like, first of all, you're beautiful. Like, I just want to say that. I want to end it on like positivity and like sister to sister. Like, this is really how I feel. Like you came on here, like, you're beautiful, class, grace, articulation, like across the board. And this is exactly the kind of representation that we need, and we need to show, and not just what people think of us, and not just what people say about us, and stereotyping. So you're like the perfect addition to what we want to represent. Seriously.
Definitely. Yeah. I echo those sentiments.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to say earlier, there is one person, when we had the high school reunion, I reconnected with Tennille, and she told me her story. And she has been praying for me and Adrian. She has been in my corner. And when she found out she was pregnant, I was so happy for her, because she also was struggling. And she's one person I could say that is truly, truly, truly. I can. It's
funny because I told Eb I want to bring Tennille on too. I haven't gotten a chance to speak to her yet, but
give her some time. That baby driving her crazy. He won't.
Yeah, I know, right? That girl is an angel on earth. Period.
Yeah.
When you hear her story, you're gonna be in tears, because I was in tears when we went to the reunion. I was like, how are you standing?
Yeah.
How are you standing?
But see, that's what we're saying about you. Like, you see how you're
I'm nothing compared to her. I guess
you know what I'm saying?
It's my own self-negative thought.
I know.
I gotta break myself. I've been doing this for so long, so I'm getting myself out of it. But
it is not easy. It's not easy, but that's why you have people like Tennille, people like your husband, now people like Steph and I, who will have no problem with reminding you about how dope you are and how amazing you are.
I remember when Steph DM'd me that day when I said I wanted to give up, and
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't.
But no, it really warmed my heart because I was like, I haven't spoken to Stephanie since graduation.
Right.
Like, I have not spoken to her since graduation. Like, I see her on Facebook and I see her beautiful daughter, but I haven't spoken to her. And for her to just reach out and be like, no, don't do that. Don't give up. Keep trying.
I felt like I had to. I won't lie. Like, sometimes you don't know how candid to be. Like you said, we haven't spoken in so long.
Right.
But I just said, look, if this girl cursed me out, I'm gonna just have to take it. Because I just felt like I needed to say something. Like, I had been feeling like that for a while, but you have that thought, like, you don't want to cry, you don't want to sound, you go through it in your head. At that moment, I said, you know what, I'm ready for however it's gonna be. Not to say that you were doing that. I'm just saying that's a chance you take with anybody you haven't spoken to in a while. You know, but I felt at that moment like I needed to say something, and that's why also I said, like, you don't need to, but I just need you to know, like, I see you. So we'll definitely we'll reconnect with you. We'll hit you up, and thank you again, like, for coming on and like supporting us, because we just a couple of little nobodies just trying to do something, you know.
Not the nobodies now, y'all somebodies.
Yeah, you know, I'm just saying. Thank you for saying that.
Exactly. Like, we appreciate it too. It's a two-way street, girl. Like, listen.
Exactly. You know, look, we're trying to grow, and we believe like it could be done together. Like Ed says all the time, we can piece of the pie for everybody.
Exactly. We ain't gotta be stingy. It's too much out here. Like,
exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you so much. Yes, girl.
All right. So would you like to say? Do you have anything to say before I press that button?
I would say to women who may go through this journey and don't know, or whatever, advocate for yourself. You do not have to do anything that a doctor tells you. Advocate for yourself. Be your own advocate, especially if you are a woman of color.
Yeah.
Advocate for yourself. Have a family, or not even family. Just have support. Have a support system. Don't be like, have a support system. I think that's it. Just, be your own advocate, because that's the most important thing. Yep. Because no one is going to fight for you but you.
So we'll definitely do this again, and we thank you. As you want to say?
Yeah, no, thank you. Again, I think we've said everything that's been said. It's just, thank you so much for being on here with us.
All right. So until the next one, anyone who's watching, this is the lovely Anissa. You can find her at A Sisters Unspoken Journey on Instagram. From there, you can find her blog, and you're working it. It's under construction, I think, right now, right?
Yeah, I gotta fix it a little bit.
You're working on it, but her link is there. And until next time, y'all.
It's official. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Ding! Sisters Bonafide.